My friend, I'm in shock over this news that has rocked us all, and I've managed to get some extremely exclusive information for you. The news keeps coming, and it's on fire. When the Eagles brought in former Georgia safety Louis Cini, it seemed like another smart move from a front office obsessed, successfully I must add, with the Bulldogs defenders. Cini was a former national champion and the CFP defensive MVP, a 6'2" athlete who ran the 40-yard dash in 4.37 seconds and seemed destined for Pro Bowl stardom. After Minnesota invested a first-round pick in him in 2022, everything seemed to be aligned for success. Then disaster struck. In just his fourth NFL game, Cini suffered a compound leg fracture that derailed his rookie season and sent his career into a painful detour. Although he rehabilitated and returned, his role was limited to special teams appearances, including a brief stint with the Bills, and when the Eagles signed him for their Super Bowl campaign, the odds were already made. Despite his track record, Cini is now fighting for a roster spot. According to NBC Sports' Dave Zangaro, the Eagles will likely release him before finalizing their 53-man roster. With Reed Blankenship firmly established as the starter and young players like Andrew Mukuba, Sidney Brown, and Tristan McCollum showing potential, Cini appears to be the one to be cut. Even special teams standout Andre Sam is reportedly ahead of him on the roster. Cini signed a $1 million contract for 2025, potentially boosting his career earnings to over $10.5 million. But unless he delivers an incredible training camp, this deal could be his last in Philadelphia. His fall from a first-round pick to a likely cut serves as a sobering reminder. Talent alone isn't always enough to guarantee longevity in the NFL. And while Cini struggles to stay afloat, a different position group in Philadelphia is opening up, potentially paving the way for another reunion that could electrify the fan base. The clock is ticking and training camp is approaching. Amid the excitement of a squad seeking to defend its Super Bowl title, a quiet concern is beginning to take shape in Philadelphia, and it's located right at the heart of Vic Fangio's defense. The linebacker position, a crucial role in any defensive system, but even more critical in a scheme as technical and demanding as that of the Eagles' new defensive coordinator. Nakobe Dean, projected to be the defense's quarterback, is still recovering from a serious patellar tendon injury suffered during the electrifying wildcard victory over the Green Bay Packers. Fangio, bluntly, has already made it clear. Dean will take a while to return to practice, which is a warning sign for the coaching staff. Dean's prolonged absence leaves a significant gap in defensive leadership and communication between the front seven. And as if that weren't enough, bad luck has knocked on the door of yet another young talent. Jahad Campbell, this year's first-round rookie linebacker, is also out. Labrum surgery during the offseason kept him out of training, and his return is only expected in August, if there are no setbacks. Campbell has the desired athletic and mental profile, and his words demonstrate maturity. The biggest goal is to return healthy and mentally strong for training camp, but in practice, his immediate absence complicates the situation even further. In this void of experience and depth, Zach Bond is gaining ground. The All-Pro arrived with high morale and has demonstrated confidence during OTAs. Bond is taking on the responsibility of being the group's leader during this turbulent time, and so far, he has shown he can sustain this defense while the pieces are being put back together. Alongside him, the name that has attracted the most attention is Jeremiah Trotter Jr. The son of the Eagles legend has been tested on key snaps and is impressing with his instincts and aggressiveness. He's still adjusting, but he's already put the coaches on edge. Is he ready to start as a rookie? But as exciting as it is to see Trotter Jr. shine, betting so heavily on youth in a season that starts with maximum pressure isn't a risk-free strategy. And that's precisely why a familiar name is once again making the rounds behind the scenes at NovaCare Complex, Kaiser White. Yes, that's him. The former Eagle, who shone in the 2022 NFC Championship, is still available on the market and was recently listed by ESPN as one of the top free agents still without a team. After a solid stint with the Cardinals, where he led the defense with 137 tackles in 17 games, finishing as the 15th highest tackler in the league. White is unsigned, but far from being unavailable. What's stopping him from signing immediately? Perhaps a desire for a starting spot, or perhaps a strategy of waiting for injuries on other teams during the start of training camp. The fact is, if Philly's linebacking situation remains volatile, the door for Kaiser White could open naturally, and very welcomely. He knows the locker room, the environment, has a solid production record, and knows what it's like to play for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. At 29, White still has gas in the tank, and his versatility to play both inside and outside the box is exactly the kind of asset Fangio loves to utilize in his defense. The question lingers. Would White be willing to return as a rotational piece, with Dean and Campbell being groomed to resume their prominent roles in the near future? That remains to be seen. But if the market remains quiet and the coaching staff understands the need for immediate security and depth, this could be one of the smartest decisions of the offseason. And if it's up to the Eagles fans, Kaiser White White's return would be welcomed with open arms. After all, in an already dominant defense, any experienced reinforcement could be the difference between a strong run and another title in February. But while the Eagles analyze their options and piece together the ideal puzzle for another run at the top, an old NFC East rival is making mistakes that border on the comical. And, as always, Philadelphia watches and laughs. The next story will show why the Cowboys' backfield situation has become a laughingstock and how it could directly impact their 2025 opener against the reigning world champions. Few things are sweeter in the NFL than watching the Dallas Cowboys descend into chaos, and now it's time for some comedy with Jerry World. Just months after selecting running back Jaden Blue in the 5th round of the draft, the Cowboys are already regretting the decision. According to former Cowboys coach Glenn "Stretch" Smith on the Locked On Cowboys podcast, the rookie received harsh internal criticism for being borderline lazy and lacking in dedication. Not exactly what you want to hear from a mid-round pick trying to make the roster. As reported by Marcus Mosher of the Landry Hat, the coaches are not thrilled with Blue's habits, and his chances of making the roster appear to be rapidly diminishing. For a team already struggling with running backs, this is bad news. With Javonte Williams and former Eagles player Miles Sanders battling for the starting job, Blue was expected to show potential and become a future starter. That now seems like wishful thinking. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, everything is going swimmingly. The Eagles had the NFL's best overall defense in 2024, allowing just 278.4 yards per game and ranking 10th against the run. Anchored by monsters like Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Moro Ojomo, and with Zach Bond patrolling the middle, Philadelphia is more than ready to stop any defense Dallas can muster. And here's the kicker. Week 1 takes the Cowboys straight to Lincoln Financial Field, where they'll have a front row seat to the Eagles, raising their Super Bowl banner. The timing couldn't be more poetic. The Eagles are gearing up for another title run, cutting costs where necessary, seeking clever comebacks, and capitalizing on every moment of dysfunction from their biggest rivals. With preparations approaching and the drama already boiling, one thing is clear. This team isn't just recharging, it's improving, and the rest of the NFC East needs to take notice. With so many significant transfers, unexpected injuries, and stumbles from their rivals, the big question for Green Nation is, do the Eagles already have the pieces they need to repeat their Super Bowl run, or will reinforcements like Kaiser White and cuts like Louis Saini be crucial to maintaining their elite status, especially now that the Cowboys have proven, once again, that they're not ready to compete at the highest level? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I'll be back later to update you with the latest Eagles news.